Okay, good day everyone. Good day sa mga handle ko sa Comma 100 or Purposive Communication. This is Ma'am Jameline and today for this lesson, I will be discussing you Chapter 8. Okay, so this will be about communication for academic purposes. So ito ay yung mga tawag dito, type of communication, well specifically written communication that are intended to enhance your writing skills in academic papers or academic format into more academically inclined paper. Okay, class. So again, this chapter is all about communication for academic purposes. Now, class, for this specific topic or for this specific chapter, we will be discussing about an integrative paper, no? So this will also be about your final requirement for Comma 100. Dito class, kinakailangan gumawa kayo ng isang integrative paper along with your group mates. Okay? So dapat ito ay ipapa-individual ko. Pero I realize na tawag dito, I will let you work it as a group. Okay? So yun po. Makinig kayo sa aking discussion. It's because dito ko sasabihin lahat ng instructions on how you're going to do your integrative paper. Okay. So you will be divided into groups. Okay? At ang bawat grupo sa inyong klase ay maglalaman ng hanggang 3 tao. Okay. So bawat tao na to, maghahati-hati po kayo sa 25 RRLs. Okay? So yon. Hahanap kayo ng 25 RRLs. So hati-hati kayo ron. Ngayon, gagawa kayo doon ng review mula doon sa RRLs ninyo. Kasi nga class, gagawa kayo ng integrative paper. So pag sinabi kasi nating integrative paper class, it is an academic paper mainly, or should I say a reflective essay that synthesizes, pinagsasama-sama niya, no, yung mga diverse sources. Kaya ko kayo pinahanap ng maraming RRL. So again, 3 tao sa isang grupo hahanap ng tig to 25 RRLs about sa mga topic na inyong mapipili. Okay? So again, academic paper or reflective essay is something that is an academic paper that synthesizes diverse sources or theories that could be personal experiences class, no? Na kung saan ay magke-create kayo ng comprehensive understanding about this topic through analyzing the RRLs that you see or that you search. And then, from those analyzation class, bawat isang author kasi doon sa grupo, magkakaroon kayo ng kanya-kanyang conclusion. Okay? So, yun po. Ngayon, i-discuss ko to, writing an integrative paper. So, of course, ano-ano ba yung mga parts ng integrative paper class? Unang-una, sabihin natin, nabigyan ko kayo ng introduction kanina, what is integrated or integrative paper? So integrated paper begins with a brief introduction to the area of interest and focuses on the reader's attention on the issue and background. So wait lang, hanapin ko lang yung pointer netong laser. Laser ba yun? Okay yan. Dito tayo sa discussion ng integrative paper. So, it is all about nga class sa unang-una ay pag-i-introduce ng mga tawag dito, mga topics na focus of interest ninyo. So, yun po. In this regard, class, your main focus is the reader's attention regarding the certain issue and background of the problem. So that's the first step on how you're going to write an integrative paper. Una-una, syempre, dapat may title kayo. Pangalawa, introduction, no? But before you proceed in writing the introduction first, or your final paper class, magkakaroon kayo ng title approval muna sa group chat natin kung online class man ngayon. Okay? Magpapa-approve kayo sa akin ng inyong mga title after seeing this discussion. So yun ay gagawin natin sa sa mga following days after ninyong mabasa or mapakinggan itong video discussion. So again, let's continue. This brief introduction leads to the writer into a review of each pertinent areas that must be explored to gain understanding of many facets associated with the subject of interest. So again, we're going to gather all the RRLs, the review. You're going to have the review of related literatures in to that specific topic na gusto ninyong makuha. So now, it's your responsibility as the writers to provide logical transitions from one pertinent area, yung mga pinatutungkulan ng inyong topic of interest, and then the problems that you want to solve sana. Yun yung mga pertinent area, no? It is through these transitions that the reader begins to understand the larger picture. Kasi class, yun ang makakatulong para mas maipaunawa ninyo dun sa mambabasa yung kahalagahan ng inyong study. So class, eto, bakit ba ginagawa ang isang integrative paper? So ginagawa ito dahil kagaya ng ibang mga pag-aaral class like the researches that you're doing when you were in senior high school, you're doing integrated paper now naman in college, specifically in our subject, for you or for us to assess your understanding and for me to measure your depth of understanding about the specific topic. So tapos na tayo sa mga tawag dito, basics in purposive communication. Nasa chapter na kayo ngayon ng pagsulat naman ng isang papel. Okay? So bakit ginagawa ang isang integrative paper? Ang sabi ko kanina class, ito ay synthesis no ng mga diverse resources, RRLs. So ilang RRLs nga po ulit yung kailangan ninyong mag-gather as tatlong tao sa isang grupo? So dapat alam ninyo ha. So yun po, bawat isang grupo, maghahati-hati po kayong tatlo doon sa 25 RRLs na dapat ninyong makita. Okay? Bakit nyo siya kailangan gawin? Kasi mula roon sa mga RRL na yun, class, hahanap kayo ng gap kung saan sa palagay ninyo, kasi 'di ba, wala namang perfect na researches, no? So hahanap kayo roon mula sa mga gap na yun kung ano ba yung mabibigay ninyong sa palagay ninyo ay solution. So kaya naman talaga tayo nagsusulat ng mga academic paper. It's for us to enhance the knowledge embedded on those academic papers. It's for you to impart something on that specific topic. So ito, while discussing the findings within the pertinent content area, the writer should first distinguish between assertion and evidence of these in the studies. And then, of course, you have to identify the methodological strength and weaknesses of your studies. Class, this is in these things are something, etong tatlo na to, no? Distinguish between the assertion and evidence in the studies, methodological strength and weaknesses of the studies, and of course, you have to identify the relationship among the studies that you have found or that you have found for that specific topic regarding doon sa problem na nakikita niyong kinakailangan pang masolusyonan. So, yan po yun. Ito ay pumapatungkol na rin class sa ating parang ito na din ay first step on how to write the introduction of your integrative paper. So mamaya, i-discuss ko sa inyo ano-ano ba ang mga parts ng integrative papers. Medyo kukonti lang to, pero yun nga class, tawag dito, medyo matrabaho siya. Pero kaya naman siyang gawin. Madali lang naman, no? So yun, identify the relationship among the studies. You have to identify the major trends or patterns in the results na inyong makikita. So later on, ipakikita ko sa inyo yung part ng integrative paper. So yan, nabanggit ko na, identifying the gaps in the literature. And finally, consider designing tables that compares important characteristic of the studies reviewed. So itong table na to class, hindi ko na naman sa inyo ipagagawa kasi mainly basic integrative paper lang yung gusto kong makita. However, again, I am reiterating it. You have to make an approval of your proposed topic to me. Okay? And after magbi-present kayo sa akin ng title, and then kasama nito class, magbibigay kayo ng tatlong objective dapat na gusto ninyong masolusyonan at tatlong mga problema na gusto ninyong masolusyonan. Bakit nyo ba napili itong title na to? Okay? So after discussing each pertinent area, it is the writer's responsibility to write a conclusion that provides closure for the reader. Kaya naman class, after ninyong mabasa, ma-analyze lahat ng RRL na inyong mahahanap. Bawat isang author doon sa grupo na yon magkakaroon ng kanya-kanyang interpretation. Nakukuha ba? Kanya-kanya kayo ay meron kayo dapat conclusion na maipe-present sa inyong papel. Okay? So, kapit lang. I-introduce ko na sa inyo kung paano nga ba or eto, kung paano nga ba yung tamang mga guidelines for writing integrative literature reviews. Kasi kanina, eto class, sabi ko sa inyo, lahat ng nandito ay magagamit natin para umpisahan o magsulat ng introduction for our integrative paper. Now class, the guidelines for writing integrative literature reviews. Of course class, kinakailangan, number one, kinakailangan class number one, need and purpose of the review. Kinakailangan ba? Okay, ito yung tanong. Is there a need for the integrative literature review? So, is an integrative literature review is the most appropriate form of research to address the problem? So, ito class, again, you have to conceptualize your own topic and of course, answer the specific research questions that you are intended to answer. Ipopost niyo ito sa group chat kada grupo. Now, class, after you have this specific research question, you proceed now in gathering all the literatures na may kinalaman ron. Now, you have to, synthesize all this literature, pagbabasa, kung ano ba yung mga sinasabi nila, ano yung pagkukulang nila, ano yung gaps, no? Saan tayo mas maglalagay nung position natin, nung claim natin. And that's when we update and critique this literature. Okay? Yun. Kasi nagbibigay ka ng insights mo. Saang part nga yun ulit? Dito? Doon sa bandang conclusion, no? So yun po. Next, of course, class, this one is the topic of the review. So will the literature review examine a new topic, a mature topic? So ito ba dapat ay, tawag dito, isang bagay na kilala na, o baka naman may mga pag-aaral na dito. Kung merong pag-aaral, anong maiaambag mo para mas paunladin or mas mapaunlad ang mga to? So are the assumptions of the authors or the author that you have found in your RRLs regarding the literature review are stated or were stated. So that should be clear. Kinakailangan ma-emphasize ninyo yung perspective ng authors na inyong na-cite. And of course, ano yung claim o ano yung makita nyong something na dapat ma-enhance dun sa kanyang pag-aaral. Ito naman yung magmumula sa inyong point of view. Ilalagay nyo to sa bandang conclusion part, no? So nasa analyzation pa lang tayo. So organization and structure. Is the integrative literature review organized effectively? So is the literature review organized for logical flow of ideas, organization, and readability? So lahat ng yan, kinakailangan, di ba inaral natin yung, tinuruan ko kayo somehow kung paano gawing coherent at cohesive ang inyong mga messages o ang inyong mga pagsulat. Kinakailangan una nating ma-formulate yung title class kasi mahihirapan kayo kapag inuna nyong magsulat at hindi ninyo agad naisip ang inyong title. Well, I'm sorry, I do not believe doon sa mga nagsusulat. Siguro kanya-kanya, no? Na inuuna mo nang magsulat daw bago yung title. If that works to them, well, actually, logically, and based on the ideas presented, you cannot write something if you do not have one certain topic in your head. Okay? So, all in all, may topic ka pa rin, kaya centralize yung idea mo. So, ang sasabihin ko para madalian kayo, para maging cohesive at coherent ang inyong pagsulat, una kayong mag-formulate ng title. At mula sa title na yon, mag-flow ang mga ideas na dapat ninyong maipresent o makaya ninyong maipresent. Next class, ano pa yung mahalagang structure sa kahit na anong pagsulat, hindi lang sa literature review. Class, kinakailangan ito ay nagpapakita ng clarity. So, pinapakita nito yung clarity about what is being reviewed or how the main concepts of themes of topic come together as a unified idea. So, maling ito ay temporal, methodological, or conceptual structure. Pero hindi ko na yan masyadong hindi ko na sa inyo ipapagawa yung parang methodology, no? So, ito. And then this one, discussion of these research methods. So, are the methods for conducting the integrative literature review sufficiently described? So, yun po. Now, ayan pa ibang mga criteria. I will upload this PowerPoint para may this paper para guided pa rin kayo, no? Yan. Ngayon pumunta tayo. Ito naman class, yung critical analysis nating tinatawag. Does the review critically analyze existing literature about the topic? So, sa inyo to. Sa inyo yan. Would it be beneficial? Ito yung pinakagusto kong bigyan ng emphasis. Would it be beneficial for the review to include a concept map, analysis matrix, or other visual representation of the main ideas and conceptual relationships of the topic to enhance the reader's understanding for the critical analysis of the literature? So, nasa sa inyo. Pero, if I would say it, sa inyo pong project, kinakailangan lang po natin ay narrative. So, dito na yung synthesis. Susunod po yung synthesis, further research, and then logic and conceptual reasoning. And then, of course, future of the topic. Dapat ba? Or does the integrative literature review explore the future topic or field? So, dapat, eto, sasabihin ko naturally, yes. Because lahat ng research walang perfect. Laging may gap yan. At kaya patuloy na nagkakaroon ng researches ang Mundo Class, it's because of those gaps that we try to enhance as writers, academic writers. Okay? So now, writing quality. Has the integrative literature review been examined and revised for clear, concise, and understandable writing? What are my teachings about you regarding on how to write in academic manner? You should remember the rule. It's not about what you know. It's all about what your target audience know. Okay? So, paano yun? Kinakailangan iniiwasan din natin yung mga jargons, idiomatic expressions, highfalutinous words. Again, class, kayo ay nasa academic writing. Mas madaling maintindihan, mas okay. Class, ito lang bigyan ko na emphasis. Magkaiba ang academic writing at basic writing skill. Okay? So, ito, kung paano natin sinulat o in-structurize yung mga salita dito, class, they are all academically inclined or for academic purposes. Kaya yung mga salita dyan, professional po ang tono. Hindi para lang nakikipag-usap sa kanto o parang kausap mo lang yung kachat mo. So ngayon, doon na tayo. Puntahan natin yung mga parts naman ng integrative paper. Unang-una class, yung kaninang sinabi ko sa inyo, sa project ninyo, kinakailangan makita ko yung parts of these integrative, etong mga parts of integrative paper na to. Unang-unang class, the introduction. Of course, yung introduction, it should be having a body. And next to it is the conclusion. You have to incorporate, okay? In the introduction, it says about the main problem that you want to address. The body, the supporting details. Once again, yung sa unang part ng discussion natin, bakit sa palagay nyo ay kinakailangan itong mabigyang solusyon? Ano ba yung mga nakita nyong pag-aaral? And what are your conclusions about this topic? Not in a manner na nakakita ka na kasi ng mga literature, but I'm sorry, in a manner na ini-indicate ng mga nakita ninyong literature. At ngayon, ipe-present mo din dyan, di ba sa introduction, nag-present ka ng problem, nag-present ka sa body ng supporting details, why these problems should be addressed. How do the other literatures address these problems? Now, class, what are the things that you can still incorporate that is also included in the conclusion part? So, ito po yung una. The first one is the introduction. So, yun po. Ay, wait lang. I'm sorry. Malito. Kaya pala nandyan yung writer's conclusion. Wait lang. It should be here in this ay, okay. Tama lang pala kasi ito na yung gaps. Okay, tama lang yung una kong instruction. Una, introduction, body. the conclusion that you have found in the integrative in the literatures that you have found online. So the writer one should have his or her own conclusion. How can you contribute to this? And of course, writer two magkakaroon din. And then writer three, no? Conclusion. So ngayon, dito tayo. Next chapter, unang chapter, all about introduction. Pangalawa, it's all about the literature cited. So ilan nga pong literature kada tao? So per group, wait lang, ibaba ko lang yung mic ko. So yan po. For the literature cited class, each group will be comprised of 3 members and they are needed to cite 25 RRLs about your chosen topic. Now, after citing or presenting this literature class, you have now to identify the gaps that you found or the unresolved issues that you observe in your collected RRLs. Okay? So, unang-unang gap, dapat doon sa mga RRL na nakita ninyo, mga RRL na nakita ninyo, magbibigay ng gap na nakita niya na-observe o na-conclude niya si writer 1. Pangalawang magbibigay si writer 2 and of course si writer 3 magbibigay din ng kanyang observation. Ito dapat ay writer 3. So yan, magbibigay kayong lahat ng tawag dito um, implications dun sa mga nakita ninyong gaps dito sa mga RRL na to. Ma'am, bakit parang ang dami naman po? May conclusion na kami dito sa introduction, meron pa po dito sa huling part. Plus, ang sinasabi lang netong conclusion na to, wait lang. I'll be showing you the example integrative paper na i-upload ko rin naman, no? Isa pa. So yun, nakita ko na. Introduction, related literature na nakita. Pangalawa, conclusion. And then, gaps in the research. Okay. So let me just um, go back to the slides that I am presenting to you. So then again, this one should be, para hindi tayo malito. Isin ko na yan dyan. Given na yan, of course, introduction should have the body, the gaps found in the unresolved issue. Ito class. Dito natin siya ilagay. D. It's dapat dalawa, pangatlo, pang-apat. Okay. So yan. Parts of the integrative paper that I should see in your paper, of course, dito, unang-una, your title. And then, after the title, lagay ko na nga ito na title. Sumunod class, yung introduction. After the introduction, the literature cited. Okay. Conclusion. And then lastly is kaya ako nalilitong i-explain siya. Hindi siya nakasunod-sunod according dun sa format na sinasabi ko kanina, no? So, sige. Ulit tayo. Again, class, sa parts of integrative paper, kinakailangan makita ko itong mga sumusunod na to. Unang-una, yung title ng integrative paper ninyo, introduction. Naglalaman to dapat ng mga problemang nakita ninyo kung bakit sa palagay ninyo dapat ma-address ang inyong napiling topic. So sa kasunod ng introduction, yung cited literatures ninyo. Ilan nga? 3 miyembro, 25 RRLs ang dapat ninyong mahanap. So maghatian kayo doon. Maaring yung isang tao, okay, 7, 7, tapos may isang 6 lamang yung kanya. So 7 plus 7, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Ay, 20 lang pala. So dapat at least, tag-ilan kayo doon? May na ako sa math. So at least 8. 8 plus 8, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. So may isang mag na 9, may dalawang mag tag 8. O dalawang tag 9, may isang 8 lamang yung kanya na RRL na kailangan mahanap. So again, parts of integrated paper that I should see, your title, the chosen title na na-approve natin sa group chat, the introduction, bakit kailangan ninyong, ano yung mga problem na nakita ninyo, bakit kailangan tong ma-address. Mag-embed din kayo dyan ng RRL, of course. And then, eto na, dito papasok yung iba nyo pang mga sinite na mga RRL. So, a total of 25 RRL should be seen in your group, in your work. For example, class. Wait lang. I'll be stopping this sharing for you to see the example RRL, no? Ganito. How to share another screen, for example. Okay. Ayan, class. Ito yung example ng isang integrative review, integrated paper. So, dito, class, ayan, ano yung title na ginamit niya? Unang-una, may title siya. Ayan, RRL Synthesis. Face card never declines. Sobrang ganda ng title, kaya nag-readan siya ni Ma'am Nori 101 kasi puro English din yung ginamit. So, eto na. Unang-una may introduction dyan, pinaliwanag kung bakit kinakailangan ma-address yung problem na nakita niya. Then eto, related literature. Kung 25 RRLs po yung naka-assign sa inyo ngayong grupo, hahanapin ko yun isa-isa rito. Teka lang, mag-annotate ulit ako. Hahanapin ko yun isa-isa rito. So ito, 1, 2, kasi ito individual lang to eh. So 10 RRL yata yung kailangan mahanap ng bata dito kasi individual lang siya. So lahat ng yan, kinakailangan makita ko 25 yung RRL na inyong sinite. Kasi kung hindi, syempre minus po yun sa inyong magiging grades. So sige, 25 RRL para sa review of related literature. Ngayon, ano yung conclusion na nabuo niya based on those RRLs? Now, what are the gaps that she observed? Oh, excuse me. I'm sorry. So then, in the last part of her paper, she wrote here the gaps in those researches that she observed, and then of course the references na kanyang ginamit. Okay, so now let me share again the other screen. let's go back to the main explanation of your topic. Okay? So yan, tapos na tayo ha, na-explain ko na kung paano gagawin. Literature, paano gagawin kong pag-check dito sa 25 RRLs na to. Paano ba masusure ni Ma'am Jamie na 25 yung RRL na pinresent nyo? So, iisa-isahin ko yan i-check. And then after you write your RRL class, you should be writing your conclusion. Writer 1 should write his or her conclusion. Writer 2 should write his or her conclusion hanggang writer 3. Kanya-kanya kayo ng interpretation dun sa lahat ng RRL, sa 25 RRLs na inyong pinagbabasa. Nakukuha ba? So yun, hindi mangyayaring si ganito yung gagawa ng part na yan kasi siya naman naghanap ng RRL na yun. Hindi. It's an RRL synthesis, integrative paper or integrative paper. So I should see you all working as one. Okay, so then after the conclusion part class, now we have here to identify the gaps found or unresolved. Let me highlight this. Unresolved issues in your collection of RRL, no? So si writer 1 to 3 maghahanap ng gap na nakita ninyo doon sa inyong mga RRL. So yun po ang inyong project ha. The format or the citation format that I should be seeing in your paper class is APA 7th edition. Okay. After discussing to you this project, I'll be uploading another video lesson discussing about on how to write academically using APA 7th edition. So the technical format of your paper that I need to observe, of course, ang font style na gagamitin nyo, Arial 11, the spacing class dapat ay 2, no? So dito siya. So halimbawa yan, yung spacing na yan, 2, nakikita. So yun po. Yun. And then margin, 1 inches in all the slides. Okay? So yun po. Yun lamang ang inyong um, yun lang ang inyong requirement para sa akin. Your final term requirement. Kung may mga tanong kayo, umpisahan nyo nang itanong after I uploaded this PowerPoint. Okay? Mga uh, Friday, Thursday, Friday, or Wednesday to Friday, topic approval tayo. Maliwanag ba? When is the deadline of your output? Sige, ilalagay ko dito ang deadline. When will be the deadline? Today is April 20. I'll be giving you at least 3 weeks in order for you to accomplish this paper. April 20, so 24 is the week 1. 30 to May 1 is the week 2. Week 8 is third week. Okay, so the deadline of your activity will be on May 11. Sorry, it's not activity. It's your final project in Como 100. May 11, 2026. Kailan po? 5 p.m. Tatanggap si ma'am hanggang mula 7 a.m. hanggang 8, hanggang 5 p.m. Okay? You need to submit me the hard copy. Sorry, isang kamay lang ginagamit ko pang type. Nakahawak ako sa mic eh. Submit. Kaya sa Word ako nag-present. Submit the in a violet, clear, sliding folder. So yan po. Eto na lang, technical format, ano pa yung nagkulang natin dyan? Size of paper, no? Kinakailangan class ang inyong papel ay long or 8.5 by 13 inches. Yan. Maliwanag ba? Nakukuha. So yan, citation format, once again, APA 7th edition. Technical format will be this, okay? When is the deadline? May 11, 2026. Today is 1. Wait lang. So yan, May 11, 2026 is the deadline of your final requirement. So agahan nyo yung pagpapa-approve ng title sa akin. Ako ang magugrupo sa inyo, i-upload ko din ang grouping sa online. Sige, i-extend ko na lang yung deadline kasi parang syempre approval, no? Sige, yan. Until May 13, you can submit me the copy of your paper. Maliwanag. So yun po. Yun lang para sa inyong final requirement for this subject. So later on, I'll record once again a discussion discussing naman on how to properly cite APA 7th edition. So yun lang po. If you have any questions, just ask it. Okay? Thank you so much.